हे हाय माई सेल्फ मीनू एंड अभी हम लोग करने वाले हैं आर एस शर्मा का जो फर्स्ट चैप्टर वी हैड completed in the last lecture. So we are continuing with the second chapter, that's modern historians of ancient India. So let's start without any further delay. So colonist views and their contribution. So although educated Indians retained their traditional history in the form of handwritten epics, Puranas, and semi biographical works. Modern research in the history of ancient India began only in the second half of the 18th century. So, 18th century to serve need of the British colonial administration. तो आपका जो एजुकेटेड इंडियंस हैं उन्होंने ट्रेडिशनल हिस्ट्री को इन द फॉर्म ऑफ हैंड रिटन एपिक्स, जो महाकाव्य, पुराण या सेमी बायोग्राफिकल वर्क्स हैं, मॉडर्न रिसर्चेस हैं, हिस्ट्री ऑफ एंशियंट इंडिया के बारे में लिखा गया सेकेंड हाफ ऑफ द 18th सेंचुरी टू सर्व द नीड ऑफ ब्रिटिश कॉलोनियल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन व्हेन, जबकि आपका बंगाल एंड बिहार को इन्होंने फेल अंडर द रूल ऑफ ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी इन 1765. जब बंगाल एंड बिहार इन द अंडर द ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी आया इन द 1765, दे फाउंड इट डिफ़िकल्ट टू एडमिनिस्टर द हिंदू लॉ ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस जो है. तो उन्होंने देयरफॉर इन द 1776 मनुस्मृति, द लॉ बुक ऑफ मनु विच वॉज कंसिडरेटेड authoritative, was translated into English. ए कोड ऑफ जेंटोलॉज, जो मनु की बुक थी मनुस्मृति, उसको इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट किया ए कोड ऑफ जेंटोलॉज के नाम से. एंड पंडित्स वर एसोसिएटेड विद ब्रिटिश जजेस टू एडमिनिस्टर हिंदू सिविल लॉ एंड मौलवीज टू एडमिनिस्टर दैट ऑफ मुस्लिम. तो जो पंडितों को हिंदू सिविल लॉ के लिए एडमिनिस्टर कर दिया गया एंड मौलवीज को मुस्लिम्स के लिए. एंड द इनिशियल एफर्ट्स टू अंडरस्टैंड एंशियंट लॉज एंड कस्टम, जो इनिशियल एफर्ट्स थे अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए एंशियंट लॉज एंड कस्टम्स को, विच कंटिन्यूड लार्जली until the 18th century. So culminated the establishment in Calcutta in 1784 of the Asiatic Society of Bengal. ठीक है, तो इसकी वजह से आपका जो एफर्ट्स हुए अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए एशियड लॉज एंड कस्टम, जो कि कंटिन्यूड हुआ लार्जली अंटिल द 18th century, culminated in the establishment in Calcutta in 1784 of the Asiatic Society of Bengal, and it was set up by a civil servant of the East India Company, Sir William Jones, 1746 to 94, and he was the first to suggest that Sanskrit, Latin and Greek belonged to the same family of language. तो जो सर विलियम जॉन्स थे, जो सिविल सर्वेंट थे ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के टाइम पे, तो ये आपका इन्होंने बोला कि संस्कृत, लैटिन एंड ग्रीक ये तीनों सेम फैमिली की लैंग्वेजेस हैं. एंड ही ऑल्सो ट्रांसलेटेड द प्ले नोन एज द अभिज्ञान शकुंतलम को उन्होंने ट्रांसलेट किया इंग्लिश में इन 1789 सर विलियम जॉन्स ने. एंड भगवत गीता को भी इन्होंने इंग्लिश में किया. द मोस्ट पॉपुलर हिंदू रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट वॉज ट्रांसलेटेड इनटू इंग्लिश बाय ये भगवत गीता किसने किया? विल्किंस ने किया 1785 में. 1785 में विल्किंस ने भगवत गीता को इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट किया. अभिज्ञान शकुंतलम को सर विलियम जॉन्स ने आपका 1789 में ट्रांसलेट किया. एंड द बॉम्बे एसाइटिक सोसाइटी वॉज सेटअप इन 1804 में सेटअप हुई. एंड द एसाइटिक सोसाइटी ऑफ ग्रेट ब्रिटेन वॉज सेटअप इन लंदन इन 1823. तो बॉम्बे एसाइटिक सोसाइटी कब सेटअप हुई? 1804 में. एंड एसाइटिक सोसाइटी ऑफ ग्रेट ब्रिटेन कब सेटअप हुई लंदन में? 1823 में. सो सर विलियम जॉन्स एस्टेब्लिश्ड द ओरिजिनली यूरोपियन लैंग्वेजेस वर वेरी सिमिलर टू संस्कृत. सर जॉन्स ने एम्फसाइज किया कि ओरिजिनली जो यूरोपियन लैंग्वेज है वो काफ़ी सिमिलर थी संस्कृत के एंड द ईरानियन लैंग्वेज के. सो एंड दिस enthused European countries such as Germany, France, Russia to foster ideological studies. And during the first half of the 19th century, chairs in the Sanskrit were established in the UK and several other European countries. So, the great impetus to Indological studies was given by German-born scholar F. Max Muller, 1923 to 1902, who was largely based in England. तो जो ग्रेट इम्पटस है इंडोलॉजिकल स्टडीज़ का वॉज गिवन बाय जर्मन बॉर्न स्कॉलर एफ मैक्स मुलर के द्वारा, और जो कि लार्जली बेस्ड था इन इंग्लैंड में. एंड द रिवॉल्ट ऑफ 1857 caused Britain to realize that it badly needed a deeper knowledge of the manners and social systems of alien people over whom it ruled. तो उन्होंने जो रिवॉल्व हुआ उसकी वजह से उनको डीपर नॉलेज मिली मैनर्स एंड सोशल सिस्टम्स की, जिससे कि अलाइन करते हैं पीपल ओवर इट रूल, जिसमें उन्होंने रूल किया. सिमिलरली द क्रिश्चियन मिशनरीज sought to uncover the vulnerability in the Hindu religion to win converts and strengthen the British Empire. तो जो क्रिश्चियंस का था वो भी अनकवर हुआ. एंड टू मीट दीज नीड्स एंशियंट scriptures were translated on a massive scale under the editorship of the Max Muller. तो इसमें क्या है, to meet these needs ancient scriptures were translated on a massive scale पे translate हुए under the editorship of Max Muller, and although 50 volumes, some in several parts, were published under the Sacred Book of the East सीरीज. ठीक है, जो 50 वॉल्यूम्स हैं, 50 वॉल्यूम्स इन सेवरल पार्ट्स द पब्लिश्ड अंडर द सेक्रेड बुक्स ऑफ ईस्ट सीरीज. ऑल्दो ए फ्यू चाइनीज़, कुछ चाइनीज़ एंड ईरानियन टेक्स्ट वर इंक्लूडेड, एंशियंट इंडियन टेक्स्ट वर प्रीडोमिनेंट. ठीक है, तो कुछ जो चाइनीज़ एंड ईरानियन टेक्स्ट थे वो इंक्लूड हुए, एंड एंशियंट इंडियन एंड टेक्स्ट वर प्रीडोमिनेंट थे, इंडियन एंड चाइनीज़. सो इन द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ दीज वॉल्यूम्स एंड बुक्स बेस्ड ऑन देम, Max Muller and other Western scholars made certain generalizations about the nature of ancient Indian history and society. So उन्होंने कहा कि ancient Indians lacked the essence of history, especially the element of time and chronology. They added the Indians were accustomed to despotic rule. Despotic मतलब कि काफ़ी दृढ़ता या कट्टर वाला रूल, एंड ऑल्सो नेटिव्स वर सो engrossed in problems of spiritualism of the next world. मतलब कि स्वर्ग में जो जाने का स्पिरिचुअलिज्म था, एंड दैट दे फेल्ट नो कंसर्न अबाउट द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड. So the Western scholars stressed that Indians had experienced neither a sense of nationhood nor any form of self-government. ठीक है. So many of these generalizations were made in early history of India and by the Vincent Arthur Smith, 1843 to 1920, who wrote in 1904 the first systematic history of ancient India. His book, which was based on an in-depth study of the available sources, gave primacy to political history, and it served as a textbook for nearly 50 years. इसने टेक्स्ट बुक के तौर पे काम किया 50 सालों तक, एंड इज स्टिल यूज्ड बाय स्कॉलर्स. ये स्टिल यूज होती है बाय द स्कॉलर्स के द्वारा. स्मिथ्स अप्रोच टू हिस्ट्री वॉज प्रो imperialist, and as a loyal member of the Indian civil service, he emphasized the role of foreigners इन एंशियंट इंडिया. एक लॉयल मेंबर ऑफ द इंडियन सिविल सर्विस के तौर पे उन्होंने एम्फसाइज़ किया रोल ऑफ फॉरेनर्स का इन एंशियंट इंडिया में. एंड अलेक्जेंडर्स इन्वेजन अकाउंटेड फॉर ऑलमोस्ट 1/3 ऑफ हिज बुक. India was presented as a land of despotism which had not experienced political unity until the establishment of British rule. इन्होंने दिखाया कि अलेक्जेंडर का इन्वेजन हुआ वन एंड इंडिया वाज मतलब डिवाइडेड था, आपस में लड़ रहे थे, नो यूनिटी का फीलिंग था एंड ब्रिटिश रूल जब तक नहीं आया. सो ही ऑब्जर्व्स ऑटोक्रेसी सब्सटेंशियली the only form of government with which historian of India is concerned. तो ये कौन देख रहा है, ये आपके हैं स्मिथ अप्रोच है, ठीक है. एंड इन सम ब्रिटिश interpretations of Indian history served to denigrate the Indians' character and achievements and justify colonial rule. वो कुल मिला के अपना colonial rule को justify करना चाहते थे. And a few of these observations appear to have some validity. Thus, in comparison to the Chinese, Indians did not show any strong sense of chronology, although in the earlier stages important events were dated with reference to death of Gautam Buddha. And however, generalizations made by colonialist historians were by large either false or grossly exaggerated, but served as a good propaganda material for the perpetuation of the despotic British rule and their emphasis on the Indian tradition of one man rule could justify the system which vested all powers in the hands of viceroy. So similarly, if Indians were obsessed with the problems of the next world, British colonial masters had no option but to look after their life in this world. So without any experience of self-rule in past, how could the natives manage their affairs in the present? So at the heart of all such generalizations lay the need to demonstrate that Indians were incapable of governing themselves. सो नेशनलिस्ट अप्रोच क्या है एंड इसमें क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन है. So all this naturally came as a great challenge to Indian scholars, particularly those who had received Western education. So they were upset by the colonialist distortions and their past history at the time. At the same time, distressed by contrast between the decaying feudal society of India and the progressive capitalist society of Britain. A band of scholars took upon themselves not only the mission to reform Indian society but also reconstruct ancient Indian history in such a way as to make a case for social reforms and more importantly for self government. ठीक है. And in doing so, yes, करने में most historians were guided by the nationalist ideas of the Hindu revivalism, but there was no dearth of scholars who adopted a rationalist and objective approach. To the second category belong Rajendra Lal Mitra, who published some Vedic texts. Rajendra Lal Mitra जो कि वैदिक टेक्स्ट उन्होंने पब्लिश किए, रोट ए बुक entitled इंडो आर्यंस एंड ए ग्रेट लवर ऑफ एंशियंट हेरिटेज. ही टुक ए rational view of ancient society, produced a forceful tract to show that in ancient times people ate beef. So others ought to prove that in spite of peculiarities, caste system was not basically different from class system based on division of labor found in the Europe pre-industrial and ancient societies also. So in Maharashtra, Ram Krishna Gopal Bhandarkar 1837 to 1925 and Vishwanath Kasinath Rajwade 1869 to 1926 emerged as two great dedicated scholars who pieced together varied sources to reconstruct the social and political history of India. And R.G. Bhandarkar reconstructed the political history of the Satavahan of the Deccan and history of Vaishnavism and other sectors. A great social reformer, or through his researches, and he advocated widow remarriage, castigated the evils of the caste system and child marriage. So, with his unadulterated passion for research, V.K. Rajwade journeyed from village to village in Maharashtra in search of Sanskrit manuscripts and sources of Maratha history. The sources were eventually published in 22 volumes. He did not write much, but the history of the institution of marriage that he wrote in the Marathi in 1926 will continue to be a classic because of its solid base in Vedic and other texts. ठीक है तो and also because of author's insight into the stages in the evolution of marriage in India. ठीक है एंड पांडुरंग वमन कहानी के बारे में देख लेते हैं and in 1882-1972, Mr. Pandurang Vamankane, a great Sanskrit wedded to a social reform, continued the earlier tradition of scholarship. His monumental work entitled The History of the Dharma Shastra, published in 5 volumes of the 20th century in an encyclopedia of ancient social laws and customs. सो इन्होंने इनेबल किया स्टडी करने के लिए सोशल प्रोसेस इन द एंशियंट इंडिया. सो इंडिया स्कॉलर्स डिलीजेंटली स्टडीड पॉलिटी एंड पॉलिटिकल हिस्ट्री टू डिमॉन्स्ट्रेट द that India did have a political history and that the Indians possessed expertise in administration. So here due credit should be given to Devdatta Ramakrishna Bhandarkar, 1875 to 1950, an epigraphist who published books on Ashoka and ancient Indian political institutions. More valuable works was done by Hemchandra Rai Chaudhary, and in 1892 and 1957, and who reconstructed the history of ancient India from the time of Mahabharata war, that is the 10th century BC to end of Gupta Empire. As a teacher of European history, he adopted some of methods and comparative insights in writing this book. Although he did not discuss the problem of periodization, his history of ancient India stopped with 6th century AD. And though he recognized the contribution of V.A. Smith to reconstruction of early Indian history, yet Rai Chaudhary criticized the British scholars at many points. इन्होंने लिखा है कि marked the impeccable scholarship but so a streak of militant Brahmanism when he criticizes Ashoka's policy of peace. A stronger element of Hindu revivalism appears in the writing of R.C. Majumdar, 1888 to 1980, who was a prolific writer and general editor of multi-volume publication History and Culture of the Indian People. So, the most writers on early Indian history did not give adequate attention to the South India. ज़्यादातर सब नॉर्थ इंडिया पे फोकस थे. एंड इवन के ए नीलकांत शास्त्री 1892-1975, the great historian from South India, followed the same approach in a history of ancient India, but this was more than rectified in his history of South India. His style is terse, but his writing lucid. So, in presentation of facts, he is dependable as Rai Chaudhary. However, his general observations on the nature of polity and society in the South India are questioned by several scholars. And Neelkant Sastri emphasized the cultural supremacy of Brahmins and also highlighted the harmony that prevailed in earlier Indian society. So, under the leadership, several research monographs were produced on the dynastic history of South India. So, until 1960, political history attracted the largest number of Indian scholars who also glorified the histories of their perspective regions on dynamic lines. Those who wrote history at a pan India level were inspired by the India's ideas of nationalism in contrast to the book of V.S. Smith, and who devoted almost a third of total space to Alexander's invasion. Indian scholars gave this subject much less importance. On the other hand, they stressed the importance of the dialogue of Porus with Alexander and Chandragupta Maurya, liberation of northwestern India from Seleucus. Some scholars such as K.P. Jaiswal and A.S. Altekar overlapped the role of indigenous ruling dynasties in liberating India from the rule of Shaks and Kushan. Shaks and Kushan के rule में, and little realizing that Central Asian and other became intrinsic part of India's life and did not exploit Indian resources for their original homeland. So, however, the greatest merit of K.P. Jaiswal lay in exploding the myth of the Indian despotism as early in 1910 to 12. He wrote several articles to show that republics existed in ancient times and enjoyed a measure of self-government. His finding finally appeared in Hindu Polity in 1924. Although Jaiswal is charged with projecting modern nationalist ideas into ancient institutions. So, and in nature of the republican government presented by him is attacked by many writers, including E.O.N. Ghosal. His basic thesis regarding the practice of the republican experiment is widely accepted, and his pioneer work, Hindu Polity, now in its sixth edition, is considered as a classic. ठीक है. So move towards non-political history. So British historian A.L. Basham and a Sanskritist by training questioned the wisdom of looking at ancient India from the modern point of view, and his earlier writings show the deep interest in the materialist philosophy of some heterodox sects. Later, he believed that the past should be read without curiosity and the pleasure. So, his book, The Wonder That Was India 1951, is sympathetic survey of various facets of ancient Indian culture and civilizations free from the prejudices and plague the writing of V.S. Smith and many the British writers. So Basam's book marked a great shift from political to non-political history. The same shift is evident in D.D. Koshambi's 1907 to 66 book, An Introduction to the Study of Indian History 1957, later popularized the civilization of ancient India in historical outline 1965. So Kosambi blazed a new trail in Indian history. His treatment follows a materialist interpretation of history which is derived from the writings of Karl Marx. ठीक है. He presents the history of ancient Indian society, economy and culture as an integral part of the development of the forces and relations of production. His was first survey volume to show the stages of social and economic development in terms of tribal and class processes. ठीक है. He was criticized by many scholars, including Basham, and his book continues to be widely read. So over the past 40 years तक there has been a sea change in the methods and orientation of those who work in the ancient India. They lay greater stress on social, economic and cultural processes and try to relate them to the political developments. So they take account of the stratification of text and compare the conventional nature of the archaeological and anthropological evidence. So all these boards were well for the future of historical studies. Western writers no longer insist that all cultural elements came to India from outside. Some of them, however, hold that religious ideas, rituals, caste, kinship, and tradition are the central forces in Indian history. So they also underscore various divisive features and which made for stagnation and are more concerned about the problem of stability and continuity. So they seem to be fascinated by old and exotic elements and and want to preserve them forever, such as implies that individual society has not changed, cannot be changed. Stagnation is an integral part of the Indian character. So इन्होंने chauvinist and sophisticated colonialists use the study of India's past to prevent its progress. So few Indian writers magnify the role of religion and believe that everything good and great originated in their country. ठीक है. सो कम्यूनल अप्रोच देख लेते हैं. सिंस 1980 some Indian writers and their Western counterparts have adopted an aggressive and irrational approach the study of to the study of ancient India. They identify it with Hinduism. Under British rule, colonialist historians deliberately denigrated India's achievements and attributed important elements of Indian culture to external influence. So, Indian historians underline India's contribution to world culture, and hence, in interpretation of history, there was a continuing struggle between colonialism and nationalism. तो अभी क्या है कि सिचुएशन ऐसी थी कि अंडरगोन टू ए चेंज एंड द स्ट्रगल नाउ इज़ बिटवीन कम्युनलिज्म एंड इरेशनलिज्म के बीच में. ऑन द वन हैंड रेशनलिज्म है, अदर हैंड प्रोफेशनलिज्म है. सो ऑन द अदर, so though most writers are rational and professional, some have become communal and irrational, and the latter overplay myths. And जो इरेशनल है वो उसमें आपके आ जाते हैं मिथ्स एंड लीजेंड्स और गोइंग द एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ रामा अयोध्या विदाउट हिस्टोरिकल एविडेंस. सो दे censor all critical studies of the Brahmanical social structure and even support the caste system by ignoring the social inequity stressed by Manu. So those who once attributed the painted grey were to the Vedic people and looked for it outside India now declare that Indo-Aryans to be indigenous Indians. So they argue that Muslims and Christians who came from outside are foreigners, and such generalizations need to be dispassionately examined on the basis of a rational reading and sources. So in context of religion, neither Hindu or Hindu dharma is known to any ancient Sanskrit text nor to any other ancient source. So communal writers go on harping on Hindu and Hindutva under the circumstances historians wedded to a objective and scientific criteria. सो इन्होंने अलर्ट किया, हेडर किया रीजन को एंड लॉन्ग इस्टेब्लिशमेंट हिस्टोरिकल स्टैंडर्ड्स का. तो क्रोनोलॉजी देख लेते हैं हम. सो एडी से आपका है, एडी का मतलब होता है एनो डोमिनियम. सेकेंड हाफ ऑफ द 18th सेंचुरी में आपका मॉडर्न रिसर्चेस हुई इन हिस्ट्री ऑफ एंशिएंट इंडिया. 1765 में बिहार एंड बंगाल कम अंडर द रूल ऑफ ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी. 1776 में मनुस्मृति ट्रांसलेटेड एज कोड ऑफ जेंटो लॉज. सो 1784 में एसाइटिक सोसाइटी ऑफ बंगाल फाउंडेड इन कलकत्ता. 1785 में भगवद गीता ट्रांसलेटेड इन इंग्लिश. एंड 1804 में आपका बॉम्बे एसाइटिक सोसाइटी की स्थापना हुई. एंड 1823 में एसाइटिक सोसाइटी ऑफ ग्रेट ब्रिटेन सेटअप हुआ लंदन में. फर्स्ट हाफ ऑफ द 19th सेंचुरी में आपका चेयर्स इन संस्कृत इस्टेब्लिश्ड इन इंग्लिश इंग्लैंड एंड सेवरल अदर यूरोपियन कंट्रीज। एंड 1904 में अर्ली हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया बाय वी स्मिथ आई। 1924 में हिंदू पॉलिटी बाय के.पी. जायसवाल आई। 1926 में द हिस्ट्री ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ मैरिज इन मराठी बाय वी.के. रजवाड़े आई। जो हिस्ट्री है ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ मैरिज इन मराठी बाय वी.के. रजवाड़े। एंड 1951 में द वंडर दैट वाज इंडिया बाय ए.एल. बासाम आई। एंड 1957 में एन इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ द स्टडी ऑफ इंडियन हिस्ट्री बाय डी.डी. कोसाम्बी आई। एंड 1965 में द सिविलाइजेशन ऑफ एंशियंट इंडिया इन हिस्टोरिकल आउटलाइन बाय डी.डी. कोसाम्बी आई। एंड 1937 टू 1925 आर.जी. भंडारकर रहे। 1869 टू 1926 वी.के. रजवाड़े रहे। ठीक है। एंड 1875 से 1950 के बीच में आपके डी.आर. भंडारकर रहे। 1880 से 1972 पी.वी. काने। 1881 टू 1937 के.पी. जायसवाल। 1886 टू 1969 यू.एन. घोषाल। 1888 टू 1980 आर.सी. मजूमदार। 1892 से 1957 एच.सी. रायचंदूरी। 1892 से 1975 के. नीलकांत शास्त्री। 1898 से 1959 ए.एस. आर्टेकर। 1907 से 1966 डी.डी. कोसाम्बी। 1914 से 1986 ए.एल. वासम। सो यहाँ पे अपना कंप्लीट होता है। एंड कीप लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब एंड फॉलो फॉर द मोर कीप रिवाइजिंग।